Okay, in this example, let's take a look at Java and reversing strings. We're going to be using the string builder slash string buffer and the char array to do this. So we're going to do two examples. As you can see, I've already built a class reverse string and I've given it the main method. This will be the entry point to the program, and we will have most of our code. So let's start by creating a string that we're going to reverse. Let's just call this sentence, and let's just say reverse this string for me. Okay, period. So semicolon. Okay, so the first example, we're going to go ahead and use the string builder slash string buffer. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and print out our sentence just so we can get a look at what it looks like. Alright, so sentence. Alright, now that we have that, we're going to call in the string builder object. Okay, and we'll just call it builder equals new string builder. Okay, and we're going to pass in sentence. Let's give that a little space. Okay, and real easy here, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new string because we don't want to modify our original. We'll just call it reversed sentence. Okay, and that's going to be equal to the builder dot reverse, okay, so that will reverse the work for us, and then we're going to use the toString to convert it to a string. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and print that out. Alright, reverse sentence. Okay, let's go ahead and run that, see what it looks like. Okay. There we go. So reverse the string for me, and then here we see period, and then the string is reversed. Okay, so that's using the string builder object here. Okay, now let's move on to the next example. We're going to use, for this one, we're going to use a char array. Okay, so for this, we're going to still use sentence, but let's print out our sentence again. Since we didn't modify it, let's go ahead and print out sentence. Okay, then what we're going to do here is we're going to create a char array to hold this. Let's just call it array. And then we're going to take the sentence and we're going to map it basically to char array returns an array of characters. Okay, I have other videos where we use the toChar array method if you want to check those out. And then what we're going to do here is we're basically going to go through the array on both ends with two indexes, and then we're gonna flip them, or we're gonna swap them as we move through the array. So let's go ahead and do that with a for loop. So for, and we'll say we'll call this the start index. Okay, it's going to be equal to 0, the front of the array, and we'll say end index. Okay, and that will be equal to the length of our array, okay, minus 1. Okay, and how long do we want this for loop to run? We want it to run as long as start index is less than the end index. Okay, now I did do semicolon, but let's do comma here. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to increment the start index but decrement the end index. Okay, so let's do that. So start index plus plus, end index minus minus. Okay, all right, so we have the start index starting at the beginning of the array at 0 and the end index starting at the end of the array. Then as long as the start index is less than the end index, continue doing the for loop. Okay, at each step, let's increment the start index but decrement the end index. Okay, and then basically what we're going to need is we're going to need a char to hold our temporary variable here from the beginning of the array. Okay, we want to hold this value because we're doing a swap. So then we want to take the array start index and we're going to replace that with the array's value at the end index. All right. Okay, so we've saved the value of, or the first element from the start index, and then since we have that saved, we go ahead and now overwrite it with the value found at the end index, and then what next we're going to save our temporarily saved value at the end. Okay, so we're doing the swap. Okay, so we did that. That's our for loop. All right. Now we just need to print out our results. All right, so we're going to print out, and let's just make this into a string, and we're going to just pass in our array. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's go ahead and run. All right, there we go. So this is our first using the string builder, and this is the reverse string using the char array. Okay, now we've created a new string object here, and we've passed in the char array to create the string. We could also go use another for loop and go through the array and print those out, or concatenate them into a new string variable. We could do that as well. But this is a quick example of how to reverse strings in Java.